Hi, Priya. So let's have a look at what you've written. First of all, I would say you're quite a few words short, so you've got more to put in here. Overall, I can see how you've tried to cover the clip. I think I think you don't need to use these still frames unless you're going to use them all the way through. And given that you've only put these two in, I think you might want to leave them out. I'll just read through it and then I'm going to go back and talk through the clip as well to give you a few more ideas. When you put the title of a film in, you need to have it in italics like this. Don't know why you got that in bold, but you don't need it. I would say it's an action and adventure film with strong elements of mystery that revolves around moving through different levels of dreams. He doesn't really use it to add a lot of ambiguity. Uses this section to end the film on an ambiguous note, something like that. An audience will have to develop their own interpretation of the ending. The sequence begins with Cobb. Now, when you do the character's name, you say Cobb, and then in brackets, the name of the actor. Okay? And after that, whenever you refer to this character, you must just call him Cobb. Okay? And you don't need Cobb with inverted commas like this, you just call him Cobb. Okay? He's not confused by the lighting and the color palette. What happens here is that Nolan is signaling the change from the deepest level of the dream that he has escaped from. And even though there's a strong difference in the lighting and the color palette, just check how that's spelt. It's got an E on the end. I'm not even sure. Let's just look. That kind of palette is one that you carry things on. I think you want a palette with an E and probably two T's like that. Just check I'm right. There we go, like that. Try not to say us. Try to talk about the audience, yeah, rather than us. And again, I don't think you need this bit here, okay? I'd rather you stuck to the technical details of what's going on. And I think there should be much more analysis of what's going on the plane. So let's just have a look at that sequence quickly. So if we're going from here, it's a medium shot on him, and we hear the stewardess offering him the documents, and then we get the shot of Fisher. And the sound it changes dramatically from the two, from one to the other. We get these very high strings here, but without any lower instrumentation. And then the lower instrumentation comes in there, and I think you should say that is another way in which Nolan signals the shift. Then we get a whole load of eyeline matches. So with John Gordon-Levitt's character here, or Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the camera pans slowly down to whatever this character is called, but Ellen Page's character. And again, we've got eyeline matches, and it keeps cutting back to him looking surprised and a bit confused. And then to Sato, again, an eyeline match. Camera's closing in on Cobb. And then, of course, this is an important narrative moment here, because this shows that he's convinced that the plan has worked, and he's making sure that when DiCaprio's character, Cobb, gets to the immigration, he's going to be allowed through. And it cuts directly to that scene, which you go on to analyse. Again, here's the Tom Hardy character behind. A close-up on the passport, which denotes the importance of this moment. And again, we get the high strings, adding suspense and tension. And again, now here's where the guitar comes in. I wouldn't have said this is strings. I would say what we get here is a much more positive sound design. Here's guitar, electric guitar coming in. And again, another eyeline match with this character. Here's Joseph Gordon-Levitt again. And Tom Hardy's character, and then the Fisher character. And this is a tracking shot following him out of the airport to give the audience the feeling that they are sort of escaping, moving away from the tension of the immigration desk with him. We've got slow motion, which slows the moment and encourages the audience to pay more attention to it. And a focus pull, if you see, the focus is on Cobb here, and then the focus pull brings his father into focus. So Cobb's father, he's called, played by Michael Caine. Let's go back to yours. Okay, so AO1 in this is you need to be clear on the names of the characters. So pans to the girl, you need to say the name of the character, and you can put Ellen Page in brackets afterwards if you want. I'm not sure that she's going to get in, but it shows that she's going to get in, but certainly that's what happens. Proxemics is very interesting in here. He's arranged the scene so that Cobb moves past the other characters as if they are members of the crowd. And what he's stressing here is that what's happening is still a sort of secret operation. I think you're right about the father wearing clothes in a completely different palette, and I think you're right to go on and say that this acts as a link to the house and much more organic, gentle colours. Now again, yes, this happens. You're sort of telling the story, but we need to know technically what's going on, and that's what you're supposed to be describing. So it cuts very quickly into the house, and it's low-key lighting here, which matches the dream experience that he's had, where he's sort of been trapped in this house, unable to make contact with his children, who are always outside and whose faces he can't see.